Daniel, it sounds like you got pretty rocked academically. Is that true? Did you ever encounter a rough class, rough grade, and how do you deal with that?
My first year, no. I think I was really focused academically, but my second year, it was actually this past semester. I took a class that I felt like I wanted to do, and I kind of wanted to pursue that minor. And it ended up being a lot more difficult than I thought. And this was the first time I've ever struggled that much in a class. It was a computer science class,
Okay. And how badly did
and
you struggle?
pretty bad. So there was this lab, and we have to do labs for the coding class. And everybody in the CS department at UP is just like a machine. Honestly, they just like think code. Honestly, like the first day of class, they asked us, "What does programming mean to us?" And I was like, "Oh, I think you put in some stuff into the computer, and the computer does stuff, right?" And the kid next to me, he was like, "Honestly, programming for me is a way of life." And that's when I should have left the class, but I didn't. Uh, um, I kind of went through it for about like half a semester. I was really stubborn because I never experienced this with a class, and I started questioning myself, like, am I not smart enough to even be here, or it was just kind of a hard time for me, and I ended up dropping the class, and this was the first ever class I've ever dropped, and I felt really ashamed of myself. I was really embarrassed, but I think just looking back at it, I don't know if I gave up too early, but I learned a lot from that, and I learned a lot about myself because I kind of imagined myself as this person who would never ever fail a class, and lo and behold, I dropped out of that class, and it just kind of put a lot of different stuff into perspective for me and what I want to do in life.
And what was the end result of that introspection?
Just to do stuff that really interests me and not to do stuff that either sounds cool or can get you, maybe like a better job or just more like a high paying job. Because that's really the reason why I chose to maybe minor in CS. It wasn't really for me. I think it was for other people.